Royal Guard Publishing presents Gate Lord 1, Reborn Elemental God. Written by Dante King and Ryan Vermont. Performed by Lucas Troy and Eliza Nix. Chapter 1. Baron Dent sat in the helicopter and watched his ship moving farther and farther away from him. As it got smaller, the black clouds closed in around it, and the rains began to fall like a sheet, just as they were falling on the helicopter. He could see the waves picking up as well, with the rising winds rocking the ship. It was like leaving behind a family member, or, at the very least, the family home. That would make it the biggest home in the world, since the deep was 600 meters long and well over 100 meters wide. Baron had been that captain and crew of the ship. He was delivering fresh water to what had once been called Sub-Saharan Africa, but the Sahara had other ideas. It had extended southward to cover Kenya and wasn't stopping. It was moving so fast that they couldn't build desalination plants fast enough. It wasn't his problem anymore. The Indian military officer standing next to a plainclothes American, whom Baron took for CIA, made it clear his captaincy was over on the deep. They had brought with them another captain and crew of 24 men to take over. Baron and the captain nodded at each other when they made eye contact. They weren't friends. Sea captains like Baron didn't have any friends, but they were comrades of the sea. Company won't be happy that they have to pay 24 guys instead of just one, Baron said, nodding at the men as they disembarked with their rucksacks. Not your concern, Mr. CIA said, and nodded for him to take up his place on the helicopter. Now, he was leaving behind those men with their precious cargo in waters that he knew were about to get very stormy. The ship was big enough that it had nothing really to worry about, but it would suck for the crew for a few days. Then they'd be in the harbor in Mombasa to unload the 6 million liters of water before returning to Canada to load up again. Back and forth, making someone very rich. That someone wouldn't be Baron. You sure have weather luck, buddy, said the U.S. Marine pilot who was sharing flying duties with an Indian pilot. It was hella rough flying in, and your ship was sitting pretty in flat seas. Now you leave and your ship is bobbing like a cork, and you've got sun showers and no wind. Friends in high places, Baron replied. He'd always been lucky that way. The rain gods like me, he used to tell people. It made him more popular in university than he deserved, given his reserved nature. But if people were willing to pay him $50 to show up at outdoor parties during the rainy season, he wasn't going to say no. After 2 hours in the air, Baron saw a small cluster of oil rigs approaching. They were shut down and abandoned, like most of the oil drilling facilities on the planet. China ruined the oil party for everyone and turned it into a lithium battery party. The oil companies just flew off their rigs and left them to sink into the waves of time. As they got closer to the cluster, Baron could see that 3 of the 4 platforms were in bad shape. They had become homes to seabirds, which had built some impressively large nests everywhere they could fit them. He could only imagine the smell. The rigs were rusting badly, and one of them had a tilt that looked pretty precarious. The 4th rig was well maintained and freshly painted, and someone had done some major renovations on it, starting with adding a 2nd and 3rd helicopter landing pad. There were also various listening and scanning devices, globes, dishes, rotating bars, specialized lasers, and a series of objects raising and lowering in and out of the ocean. Baron guessed that it was a science station. The rig also looked very familiar, though he couldn't say why. Probably because every oil rig looked the same, and he'd passed enough of them on his travels. He knew the world's ocean like the palm of his own hand. Setting down on the pad, they moved quickly to the main area, where a party of 12 people waited for them. There were a mix of U.S. Navy SEALs by the looks of it, and some kind of Indian Special Forces.